Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm going to call today's meeting to order. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We're so happy you're here. Come on in to the fun meeting. Roll call, please, Rose.
Chairman Plant,
Here.
Member Chavez, here. Member Garcia, Member Hart, Member Rutledge,
Here.
Member Selman, here.
Okay, wonderful. And I move to approve the Ad-Hoc Fine Arts Committee minutes from our regular meeting last Tuesday, May 17th, 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Wonderful, thank you. Roll call, please.
You
Oh, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Of course not. That motion passes. Thank you so much. Do we have any public comments?
None provided.
Wonderful. Okay, Chairwoman's remarks. Guys, it's our last meeting before the big day. Yes, we did it. We made it. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, yeah, see, you don't get this at every meeting, right,
I
Don?
never got clapping. They
I-
don't clap in the station.
Come on in, it's warm.
Not there.
So here's the thing, everything is going great. Everything is in place. We couldn't be more excited. Today, we're going to talk about, again, more of the marketing and social media and the publicity that's going gangbusters right now, but what we can even do these last 3 or 4 days that we have. And just talk about a few other things that we want to run past the committee. First of all, today we took a vote in our finance and full board, and that vote was to make sure that we had the full support of the full county board in providing free admission for all DuPage County staff and employees. And it passed unanimously. 18 people all said yes. So yay, another round of applause. See, we do a lot of this, Don. You're gonna have to get ready to clap. So I would just like to say is another special shout out to all of our fantastic employees and staff of DuPage County. Join us. We would love to see you and host you. This is continuing on the fine tradition that was set by the Fair Association. When they would do this, when they were holding the county fair, they would invite all county staff and employees over for lunch. So this is just continuing that long established tradition. And I think that everyone who's been working so hard, especially these past 2.5 years, absolutely deserves a day of fun. So we are looking forward to seeing you. And the other thing, let's see, that we wanted to talk about, let's hit up the marketing and publicity. Like I said, it's been going gangbusters. There was this morning a wonderful interview and report article in the Daily Herald highlighting Ralph Covert, because he's appearing twice, and Orbert Davis, and Ides of March. So thank you to the Daily Herald for that wonderful preview. We have so much music and visual art and interactive art, painting murals, light shows, visual artists, dance, and my gosh, what am I missing? Everything from pre-professional to our headliners. I keep saying that, but it's the truth. Very family friendly. So there's going to be a lot of interactive music and art and performances geared specifically towards kids. And that's right at the beginning part of the day. So I highly encourage families to get there by 10 a.m. because that's when that age group is really being highlighted. But of course, everything is family friendly all the way up through till 11 p.m. If you just want to keep your kids up that late, who knows, right? They'll sleep in for you, I hope. And I did an interview with WDCB. And so that was more of like, almost like a podcast. I had so much fun. Couldn't believe that 34 minutes went past like that. Give me an open mic and the chance to talk about the arts, and that's what happens. So thank you to WDCB for that wonderful interview. Great articles and ads everywhere. And if you have been anywhere on social media, you have seen information about the DuPage Community Arts Festival. Our own county has been just doing the most amazing publicity push. It's everywhere. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you should know that a 30,000 email blast went out early this week as well. So
Wow.
Wonderful.
we used our list for people who wanted county news, and so they got a little.
Oh, yes, they did. So just in case the mic didn't pick that up, Joan is saying that 30,000 a 30,000 email blast went out this week as well to all people who are interested in DuPage County news. So
And can I just say that my
Yes.
husband never draws attention to that email?
yeah,
And literally, he's like, check it out, I'm so
Oh,
excited.
yay.
So, yeah.
Effective.
Effective.
Effective. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I know Jim has done a wonderful job of promoting it and had a really high successful click-through rate as well. So keep it up. We've come up with like every day we're posting, and think of different places that you can spread the word. I know Choose DuPage has been fantastic about getting the word out as well, and all of our sponsors, and Greg is going to speak to that. Would you like to take it away now?
Just that we sent it out again to our sponsors, to our board members, and this time we included, I'm sure there's some duplication, the village managers, village mayors, trustees, and economic development leaders and chamber presidents, invited them to the VIP evening, as well as asked them to support this and push it through their channels, whether it's through their municipal TV station or just through their own social media networks as well.
Oh, thanks for bringing that up, Greg, because we also did a push to our group called Talk DuPage, which is all the municipal communicators.
Wonderful.
I don't know what more we can do at this point other than
Do
continuing.
you want some
between now and-
ideas? Because I've got them. Remember at the shore, they
never
would have
done.
like that banner that would fly behind the plane? Mr.
I don't
Bedeloff?
have a pilot's license, nor do Choose DuPage. We sold the Choose DuPage airplane, didn't
The
we?
records show that Mr. Bedeloff refused to fly an airplane, the banner promoting this event. And I would also like to especially thank one of our community partners and one of our sponsors, DuPage Foundation. They have done an excellent job as well, spreading the word, putting this out through their network. So thank you, DuPage Foundation. We really appreciate all of your support and your sponsorship. Okay, so now we have something really cool to talk about. One of our sponsors, White & Company, it's an architectural firm. We had meetings with them a long time ago, and they said, we'd like to help, we'd like to support this.
May I interject, because I think this is important?
Absolutely.
White & Company approached
Good point.
us.
Yes, 100%.
With, this was not a ask to White & Company. This was White & Company heard about this and came. They are a Choose DuPage board member, and they came to Choose DuPage asking how they could help.
Yes, thank you very much for that clarification, because that is how it went down. And they reached out and said, we've got an idea. What if we made an in-kind donation? You guys are talking about long-range vision, you're talking about plans, you're talking about this being the leaping off point. And that's true. And they said, what if we did a rendering that put to paper, basically, and a visual of what you guys are thinking and dreaming up in your head? So last week, was that only last week? They reached out and said, hey, we want to show you something. And I got goosebumps, right? This was pretty amazing. So we would like to show you what they came up with. Jason, would you please share?
I feel like we need a drum roll.
I know.
Which document are we start with, the fine arts venue or the comparable?
Let's do the venue first.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Wow.
It's a blank slate.
So it's amazing. You can just imagine anything you want on that piece of white paper. There we go. So what they did was they walked the fairgrounds with us, and with Jim McGuire, with Greg Bedeloff, myself, and we just talked. And we said, you know, what would be cool is if we did this, or what if it looked like that. And then they just used the information we gave them, and they drew a picture. It's showing what's possible. What if we took this idea and we brought it to the next level? What if something like this was created and built? You can see that there's an amphitheater, there is a water feature, a sculpture garden, a butterfly garden, a great lawn to gather on, a cafe. This is what, to the left, that iteration is what the current DuPage County Fairgrounds look like. To the right is, imagine that. Maybe Jason, you can go to the next slide that shows some comps. So these are like visuals of what other communities have done around the country and around the world. This is what it looks like. This is what has been created before. This is what has been built before. It's the same concept. You make a world-class performing arts center and you make it a community center. Can you also go to the next set of slides, Jason? Thank you so much. This part is super cool. I think this is where I really started getting the chills.
This is,
Want to go,
This is-
Greg?
no, I just want to emphasize, this is the pay attention slide, because this is really important.
This is definitely, 1 second, we're just gonna wait till we get quiet on the set, quiet on the set. What this shows is, you know, I was saying some of my favorite different outdoor venues. They took them and they overlaid it on the DuPage County Fairgrounds. And so you can see the footprint. Look at Ravinia. In other words, we have more room than Ravinia. Look at the Pritzker Pavilion, that's Millennium Park. I mean, this is just unbelievable, isn't it? There's red rocks. I mean, we'd have to move some mountains, literally, but I am not gonna put a ceiling on our dreams, right? Greg Bedeloff, you can bring me mountains. We've got, I'm struggling to see from this far away, but you get the picture. Quite literally, that was a terrible pun, but I'm sticking with it. This just is, I think, so cool. Now, here's what we want to ask you all.
Can I interject again?
Oh,
before we
please,
go-
Greg,
Before we go for the ask, it's important to note that this is done in conjunction with the Fair Association
Oh, yeah.
and being respectful to their current operations.
Oh, yeah.
No disregard, Jason, like if you want to go back to the first one, no disrespect to everything that the Fair Association is doing right now and all the great things that they're doing. But for instance, you see a butterfly garden over there on the left. They already have a butterfly garden.
Yeah, that's the
So the folks
fairgrounds
at
butterfly
Light-
garden.
Jim McGuire and his team were part of this kind of tour.
Oh, yeah.
So that we were sensitive to, okay, this north area of the fairgrounds right now, I'm sure you've all been there. It's nothing other than, I shouldn't say nothing, it's open space, a grandstand that by Jim's own admission needs to come down, and that horseshoe stables, whatever you want to call those. So this potentially, as part of a bigger vision, could move south to the other parts of the fairgrounds. But for now, the focus is simply on, here's a blank canvas on the south side of the fairgrounds. What could you guys come up with?
Exactly. And for example, that parking lot that's in the northeast corner is extremely important to our community because that's used for different multi-purpose events. And I don't believe Jim is on the call. Is he? Is Jim McGuire on the call? Okay, so that was something that Jim was like, we have to keep this parking lot because we serve our community right here. Absolutely, that's what you do. And it's to Greg's point, there was already a butterfly garden. This is just sort of incorporating, and it's just, this is about dreaming. This is about imagining, and this is about creating. The other thing that's important to note is not one penny was spent for this. This is an in-kind donation. There is nothing exact about this. This is a rendering. There's, you know, that's what this is. So the question that we have for you is, what do you think about displaying these images at the festival on Saturday as a way to invite our community to dream big and to imagine with us? Can I see a show of hands? Who would be for that? Okay. Okay.
It's the logical next step.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what
so
I
exciting.
think. I think so too. So, okay. Well, then that's fantastic because we just wanted to make sure that we had consensus. We just saw these. And like I said, goosebumps, a little like holy moly, right? To see this.
Well, the size, and again, for me, I was a little nervous about this because number one is with Choose DuPage's involvement. This is super, super preliminary. No money was spent on it. I was concerned that somebody might say, hey, what are you doing coming up with plans for the fairgrounds when all we authorized was having a little music festival? So this is simply maybe I don't even want to use like planting a seed. This is just like saying, hey, this is something that could go here one day if it's the will of the board and et cetera, et cetera. So our thought was to put them on, they call it gator board, and then put them on easels and strategically position them throughout the festival. So as people walk by, maybe they'll grab somebody, the volunteer, who will be lanyarded up and say, what's that all about? Maybe grab a donor or two along the way.
There you go.
Well, it's nice to get the public input on what they see. So if they have certain issues or something that they like, I think it's nice. It gets people energized, and that property needs some development, so yes.
Thank you, Don. I agree. I think it's really good to hear. And that's what I think, what I'd love to hear is like, if you could imagine something, what do you see here? And this is one iteration. Yes,
And
Member
that's what
Chavez.
counties across the country are doing. We talked about this at NACO, like, we have to evolve, we have to have vision, we have to look at what our county can do. And this is amazing. We're taking this huge piece of land that functioned well for a long time, but now we're realizing we've outgrown it. We need to re-envision it. And I think that this is huge. Let's get the conversation started.
Yeah, this is just a jumping off point. So just want to make sure that this works for tomorrow. So fantastic.
Tomorrow, what are we doing?
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh.
good.
You can come tomorrow if you want, but
When
the
is
bands
starting?
won't be here.
When is starting setup
Honestly.
tomorrow?
Honestly,
She's like a bride the week of the wedding.
this is the voiceover. There is no DuPage County Arts Festival tomorrow. It is Saturday, Saturday the 28th. So, but that is, I'm living this 24/7. So every day is DuPage Community Arts Festival. Okay, so I really love this discussion. This is something that we can keep going. And I think, just to keep emphasizing for everyone here and anyone listening, please keep spreading the word. We really want a great turnout. Oh, let's talk about the weather.
Before we talk about the weather,
Okay.
since the state's attorney's present, is there anything, weren't we gonna ask if there's, and I don't know, maybe Nick already did, Nick Kottmeyer, is there anything we need to put on, physically put on
Do you need a
those gator
disclaimer or
boards of a
something, Nick?
disclaimer
Alfonso?
of some type that says,
I'm paid for by public funds.
not,
Correct.
you know,
Correct. Right.
what Member LaPlante and I were skittish about during this whole thing was someone's gonna see White and Company and say,
Oh, they've already contracted.
No.
contracted
that's
with
not
White and
happening.
Company, blah, blah, blah. We just want to be neat and clean and
There's no legal requirement, to my knowledge, that you would need to do that. I would maybe put in the spirit of the festival, artists rendering.
Yes, that's a good one. Okay. Okay, I like that. I like
I
that.
like it.
Okay, so we'll talk about that and just make sure that we have the absolutely 100% correct verbiage and we'll make sure that that's there.
Yeah, I really don't see any legal issue
Okay,
with having that.
perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, now can I talk about the weather?
75 and sunny from what I saw.
Oh, he stole my thunder. I know, there is no thunder, but if there was thunder, he just stole it. But we have no thunder. People, 75 and sunny. And what's even better is it's gonna be kind of icky all week. This is gonna be beautiful on Saturday when everyone is tired of being cooped up inside. You know where to go. You go to the DuPage County Fairgrounds. So this Saturday, again, 10 a.m. The lineups are online and the tickets are online. I advise you to buy your tickets ahead of time. They are more expensive at the gate. So you will save money if you go to DuPage County Fair, that's all one word, DuPageCountyFair.org. And you can see the lineup, plan your day, where you're gonna set up your picnic, blanket and your chairs, and buy your tickets ahead of time. Oh, and I wanna say a special shout out to Beth Marchetti and DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau. These are the most adorable hand stamps with our logo on them, and the ink is going to be the same logo colors. In case you're going to come in, you have to take a break, maybe have your kids take a nap and come back for the late afternoon festivities, you can get a stamp and be readmitted. So that's also something wonderful. Let's see. What am I missing other than it's going to be a fantastic day? It's going to be a fantastic day. It's going to be a fantastic day. The only thing we're missing is you. Come and attend. Anything else that anyone would like to add? Okay, great. So that's our discussion. Any old business that anyone would like to bring up? No, seeing none. Any new business?
The only thing I'll say that maybe we didn't mention is food trucks.
Oh,
So
thank
you
you.
can stay there all day and
Yes.
eat
Yes.
and make a whole day of it. So
Yes.
we've got it all covered. I mean,
Are the
100%.
vendors listed on the website? Who's gonna be there?
I believe,
Let me
I'm
look.
not sure, but
That's a
we'll,
good
But they're
question. For a
amazing.
guy that's only attending his first fine arts meeting, man, my A game, you know.
A-game is here.
That's why they call me.
thank God you're here. Thank God you're here. I do know that you can start with coffee and literally go through every cuisine and end it with ice cream.
Yeah.
So I will say that. So from morning till night, there's going to be fantastic vendors available. I know Member Selman read them out loud into the record at our last meeting. but we'll make sure that they are up and that there's a note of them online. that you can go to.
curious if they
Yeah, I'm just looking right now.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
It's not up yet, but there's one from District 1.
And there's
that's gonna
local
be very
vendors from
different.
DuPage County.
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
the way it should be. I don't
Yep,
want
yeah.
carnival food from.
Oh, no.
This is
We want
classy.
restaurants from the DuPage
Yes.
Now
area.
you're just
That's
being, now
exactly
you're just being
right.
bushy. You had one good question, Phil.
No, I love it. You know what? Don is making a terrific point, and obviously that was our emphasis, and we were emphasizing performers and artists that live and work in DuPage. And, you know, art knows no bounds, so some people might live outside of DuPage, but they work in DuPage and they perform in DuPage. But these are mostly local artists, musicians, vendors, everything like that. And we're drawing people in. So, okay, but thank you, Don. Any other wonderful Don pearls?
Well, I'm kind of a beer guy, so
Oh.
let's talk about the beer tent. And we have a lot of varieties of our breweries from DuPage.
So we don't have breweries, it's covered by the fairgrounds, but they have a very strict program
that's
for,
right.
but
Yes.
they've got a good selection of,
All right, that's
at
good.
least beer, I
Yes.
think that it's beer, wine and.
Beer,
lemon.
wine.
Yep, beer, wine, and a few
Seltzers.
mixed seltzers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And
We've
then, of
got
course,
certain
non-alcoholic.
alcoholic, to make sure everyone's.
Bassett trained,
Sure.
yes,
Got it.
yes. So
Mhm.
everything, all of those things have been taken care
Two
of.
brothers and some other.
Yes.
Domain DuPage were Target. However, the Fair Association has an existing contract with Superior Beverage, I think it is.
Yep.
And they're all Bassett trained and certified, so
Okay.
we're basically going with the Fair Association, but regular beer, light beer, wine, seltzers,
Yep, yep.
champagne toast, that type of stuff.
Sounds
Do we
Yes.
get a
Like a bracelet.
a
kind of thing?
commission? No, do we
The
get
fairground?
any revenue from the?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yep, we do. Yep, definitely. Okay, so without any other questions, then this meeting is adjourned. Can I have?
Hello. I just want to say, I'm sorry I was a little late,
Who's our
but I
producer?
just want to let everyone know that, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. That we're all set for Saturday as far as for the production of the performances and everything. I've spoken with most of the artists to make sure we're all on the same page as far as their time frames and their start times, their load in and get set up, and that we're there to help them and make sure everyone's on the same page as far as what we expect and what they should expect. So we're all good for Saturday.
Thank you, Mark. And Mark has been, obviously, is extremely experienced with this. He's bringing in a team. We're going to have lots of people on the ground managing this, and we really appreciate your help and support with this, Mark. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And hello to Ms. Schilling from Choose DuPage. I'd just like to give you a shout out, and Shannon, thank you all so much for being here. Without any objection, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you Saturday. See you Friday night.
Yes. Then.